Hey friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am going to talk about tips on how to deal with stress and overwhelm. I know that for me personally, when the whole shelter in place started back in March, I really tried to embrace it and tried to pull out the positives with the whole situation. But now here we are in July, and I feel like I'm finding it a little bit harder to stay um, positive or to not get overwhelmed. And I feel like um, I'm not the only person struggling with this. So I just wanted to go over some things that I do when I get stressed out or overwhelmed. And that can be COVID. It could be, studying for a test. It can be, you know, you're working from home and you have little ones that you need to take care of at the same time. So really it would work for any of these situations. So the first thing that we are going to go over is box breathing. So if you are not familiar with box breathing, it is pretty much breathing, and just think of it as like breathing in a box form. So you would inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale through your mouth for 4 counts, and hold for 4 counts. So it would look like this. And doing that for a couple of minutes, maybe 4 or 5 counts, can definitely help to bring you from a 10 down to like an 8 or a 7, and then just continue doing it, playing with it, seeing what works for you. But it will definitely have a pretty quick effect on relaxing you. The other thing that you can do is um, use your fingers while breathing. So I like to, when I am getting really frustrated, I like to do this thing where I say, peace begins with me. Um, and I'm just breathing and saying it at the same time. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. You can also say something different, say something that resonates with you. Maybe it's, I'm here right now. Or whatever really resonates with you. Another thing that you can do is exercise. Exercise is good for your body and your mind. And you don't need to have gym equipment in order to exercise. You can go for a jog. You can go get out in nature, go for a hike. Use your body weight and do squats, lunges, jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. There's plenty of things that you can do. The other thing is you can meditate. I am a huge advocate for meditation because I know that it has helped me tremendously. And you can, you don't have to meditate for long periods of time. You could start with like a couple minutes, and if that works for you, then you can just add on to that time. I want to stress the fact that it is not a time that you're going to just be like free of thought, because especially in the beginning, your mind does wander, and that's okay. So don't think like, oh, I'm doing it wrong. Just be graceful with yourself. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back and focus on your breath. The other thing that you can do is pray. Depending on what you believe in, prayer is so powerful. And if you're going through something, other people can pray for you or with you. And I truly believe in the power of prayer. Another thing that you can try is journaling. And it sounds corny for some people, but it works wonders. All you have to do, if you don't have a journal, is take a piece of paper out, and if you are in a moment where you're so stressed out, just ask yourself, why are you feeling this way? Okay, then you have that down. Okay, now what triggered this? And it just helps you to become more self-aware. When you become more self-aware, you're able to um, prevent these sort of spiraling situations for the future. Um, Another thing that you can do is really, really focus and monitor what you feed yourself, both nutritionally and mentally. It's really important during this time that we stay mentally strong, because we're going to need that to get through all of the things that our world is facing right now. So just, pay attention to what you're feeding yourself, who you're around, and, what are you listening to, those types of things. And then another thing that I have done is tapping. So if you're not familiar with it, I would highly recommend that you look it up. I've gone to workshops for tapping, and I cannot remember all of the placements right now, but if that's something that you might be interested, I can do a video on tapping in the future. So leave me a comment below if that's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. It definitely helps to bring you, it's like a slow process, but you can do it. You do the series of tapping, and then it brings you down to, like, say you start at a 10, then you might come down to a 7, and then you continue the process, and eventually you're back to, your designated area. So those are a few ways that can definitely help to keep you sane during this crazy time. One thing that I would highly recommend is that you reach out to your family and your friends just to check on them and see how they're doing, because if you're stressed out, it's highly likely that someone is feeling the same way. So just really being there and being able to lean on each other during these difficult times is super important. So check on a friend this week. That's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do. Leave me some comments below. Let me know if these are helpful tips for you, or if you guys want to see more of something specific. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more on tapping. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I'll see you back next week. Talk to you soon.